Hello everyone, welcome to IPPFA TV, an outreach arm of the Illinois Public Pension Fund Association. My name is Dan Ryan. I do some part-time project coordination for IPPFA. Always a pleasure to be here. Today I'm going to welcome Gene Washington, the Secretary of IPPFA, a member of our Board of Directors. I want to be careful on how closely I welcome him because we're actually sitting in his office here. This is Gene's turf. Gene's had quite a career on our Board of Directors now, Secretary. We like to see him in the office as much as we can. And we're going to just share some of his background, some of his views and thoughts about the Illinois Public Pension Fund Association. So Gene, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan.
Give us a quick summary of your career path. We have fire rescue. You got some time. We're still there in organized labor and also IPPFA. We'll start with fire rescue. You graduate from high school. What's the path to a career in public safety?
Well, after high school, I went to college in North Dakota, and after North Dakota, I moved to California, the Los Angeles area for about 2 years. Lived there, came home, and was kind of undecided on a career path. I've always been helpful, always been very giving in my life, and talking to some friends of mine. I'm an avid golfer. One of the guys that I was playing golf with was a firefighter, and that was the first introduction to the fire service. And pursued it after that, tested with a few fire departments, and was hired by Maywood.
Very good. That says some guys come out of high school, they go right into a program. Others move on to other efforts, career paths, and one day the lightning bolt just hits them.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, fortunately for us, being served, you're on your way to a career in public safety. Tell us about your career at Maywood Fire.
Yeah, my career in Maywood. It was some. We used to have a lot of fires in Maywood.
Okay.
Maywood was an active town early in my career. I started out as an EMT, and I rode the ambulance quite a bit. I was on the ambulance consistently for about 10 or 12 years of my career, and saw a lot in that community, and graduated through attrition to the ladder truck. I worked the ladder truck for about 4 or 5 years, and then graduated to engineer, which is where I retired.
So you were an engine company engineer.
I was an engine company.
And how many years total in the blue at Maywood?
I did 30 years in Maywood.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So a full career there.
A full career, yeah.
Along the way, or at the end of it, you take up a heightened interest in helping out your fellow public employees through organized labor. Tell us about that.
I did. That was probably mid-career. I worked for SEIU Local 73 for a little over 20 years, just under 21 years. Okay. Of course, with the fire service, we work 24 hours. We're off 48. Mm-hmm. And when I got off from the fire department during the week, I would go work for SEIU 73, where I represented a plethora of employees, mostly city and state workers, fire departments, some police departments. I negotiated collective bargaining agreements. I handled mediations, arbitrations, discipline issues all over the city and the suburbs, just a lot.
So you were a full service, did you call yourself a business agent, business representative?
I was a business agent, yeah.
Business agent, okay. And you negotiated contracts. How about organizing units? Was that involved also?
Yep, yes, I did. Yep, I organized some fire departments and, yeah, CHA workers. Oh, my God. I did a lot for them.
All in the public sector?
All public sector, yeah. Aviation police officers. Oh my God, I can't remember. I did a lot for them over the years. Did a lot of pickets. Negotiated a lot of labor agreements. I've probably
So you
negotiated.
got you're organizing, you're negotiating, and you're handling grievances, and you're handling arbitrations. And what, any
Mediation.
actions before the Illinois Public Labor Relations Board?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, we went before them. That would generally get turned over to the attorneys. I would do all the prep work for them. Not all of it, but I would do a lot of the prep work for the attorneys, but they actually
And
presented.
then pass that on to SEIU attorneys who would represent the bargaining unit before the labor board.
Correct.
Very good, okay. Tell us about your involvement in the fire pension system. Were you involved in the fire pension system?
I was early on. Actually, I got involved in the pension end prior to the labor end of it, but the labor end eventually took it over because it was, they offered me a job and it was a bit more time consuming. So yeah, I got Jack Cadigan, who was a retired lieutenant, spotted me early on. He saw things in me that I didn't see, and he was the one that really encouraged me to get involved in the pension end of things.
Very good. So you were elected to the Board of Trustees at Maywood Fire?
Yes.
And roughly how long on the board?
12 years.
12, okay, towards the back part of your career?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so that was, our members, fire and police, are very familiar with those duties, financial management, disability hearings, pension administration.
Yeah, and they kind of tie together in some aspects, labor and pension kind of tie together.
Sure, very much so.
Yeah,
Very much so. So then you end up on the board of directors of IPPFA. The phone rings one day and it's Jim McNamee, and that's the way those things usually go.
Yeah, actually, my first introduction was Mike Herbert.
Oh, very nice.
I represented Pleasantview Police and Fire, Pleasantview Fire Protection District, who Mike Herbert was a part of, and Mike Herbert was on the IPPFA
Correct, Mike's a
board.
longtime director here. Correct.
And he invited me to Springfield as an SEIU rep, and I guess I did an okay job down there.
Okay.
Because shortly thereafter, I was asked to join IPPFA
Good to be on the board here.
by Sean Curry. Sean Curry was the first one to approach me, then Jim McNamee. So it was Mike Herbert, Sean Curry, Jim McNamee.
Very good. Yeah, Sean, for the rest of the audience, is also a longtime director with us and a retiree out of Peoria. Police.
Yep, police.
Very good. IPPFA programs, let's do a little commercial. What are the most important programs that you observed or been involved with here?
For me, it has to be the PTSD training because in my career, it can be a tough field. It's not for everyone to witness some of the things that you witness. Not only as a firefighter but as a police officer also. And I saw guys struggle with some PTSD, some trauma from, what they've witnessed, particularly children. That seems to be the most difficult aspect for for firefighters to deal with. So for me, I think the PTSD, because there's a life after the fire. There's a life during fire service, and there's a life after fire service.
Well, that's great to hear. And let me just bring the audience up to speed on a little bit of that. We received a grant, or I should say, we at Northern Illinois University, directed, starting by the FOP and then through IPPFA, Jim's efforts to Northern Illinois University, received a 3-year grant from the state to provide PTSD training. And NIU, Dr. Michelle Lilly did a great job on that, and we got caught right in the middle of COVID-19 when we started out great. The program moved remote. That was handled very well. Lost really almost no traction. They're not as good as being in the room together, but very close to it. And then we're able to open back up. Towards the end, I think we hit more than 700 attendees, and the goal there was for them to bring that information, of course, back to their departments. And towards the end, as staffing got tough at police and fire, but it was hard for departments to give up people for 2 days to send to the programs, and we opened it up to 911 dispatch. We opened it up to the border states. When we had a Rock Island session, we opened up to Iowa, Quincy, we opened it up to Missouri, Rockford, and we got in, some of them we had a third of our participation from across state lines, and they appreciated it very much. So very, very successful program.
It's good to have that resource because there aren't a lot of resources in that area, so that was a great program.
Any message you'd like to close with to our police and fire membership?
Just get involved, regardless of how small the participation is. Just try to, because this is your future. This is your pension. This is your union, and you don't allow anyone to dictate what your future holds. So just dig in. You don't have to get as deep or as involved as I did, but my advice is to stick your nose in the door.
Very timely advice. Throughout the country right now, Ohio State teachers raised their voices on their board for some changes. And late night legislation, the governor is in the process of eliminating the active employee spots on that board. So highly unlikely anything like that could ever happen in a pro-labor state like Illinois. Yeah. But I'll mess up the quote about vigilance, price of liberty, but you said it better, so we appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us today on IPPFA TV. And again, as always, thank you for your personal and career commitments to public safety.